option. It sounds cool though. Alright, here we go. We're starting off and we are non-shuffled start screens. robdraven a few seconds ahead of Panulphe. Panulphe I don't even have starting. Oh, there we go. Now they're off. Alright. robdraven did not start his timer, but I have them synced with Panulphe's timer at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we should be good from there. So yeah, just starting west of 9, what a scary screen to start on with all of these Lionels in one screen over. Only having 3 hearts, those things will take you down quick. We're going to see a big struggle here just for these guys to get out of the starting area. This is probably the worst case scenario.
Indeed. Like, if the enemies on the overworld were shuffled, it might not be as bad, but with this, it's just no.
Yeah, with no sort of weapon to fight, they literally have to just wiggle their way. And it looks like neither of these players are very adept at screen scrolling. It looks like robdraven's not even trying for the screen scrolling, and Panulphe is giving it an attempt there, but it's just having to deal with what an awful start. This is so bad. We got one racer that got off the mountain. One is out of the mountain.
You know, this might be one of the few times, if this is a non-zero HP seed, we see a boomerang picked up just to make it easier to get out of start.
Oh my, anything at this point. Absolutely anything. And we have a level over on robdraven's side. 3 screens east of level 6. Okay. Oof! And it's a Wizrobe dungeon! Oh man. That is not good.
It's bad enough that you have to fight tooth and nail to get there, and then you just get greeted with that.
Right? I mean, that kind of looked like vanilla level 6, possibly, by the way it started there, and, Wizrobes kind of tip you off to that, too. But if this is shapes, it could be any dungeon whatsoever, and we're not going to know until we get a little more information. On the other side, we have Panulphe that finally got off the mountain, but only has 1 heart left. These racers have to worry about getting hit or dying at any point, because that's going to set them back not only, back to west of level 9, but they have to make their way off that mountain again, which is a tedious task, especially with only 3 hearts. Panulphe has to be extra careful here.
But what's interesting to note is Panulphe did a screen wrap to go down towards the start location instead of going through the graveyard.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a viable strat. He wants to get to that wood sword cave. He really hopes that there's a wood sword in there. And it pays off finding the wood sword with extra candles on, so that's always good.
There is something to note that the medium secret for this seed is at its minimum value of 25.
That shouldn't be too bad. From what we've seen so far, which is not much, we can expect it's a mixed or first quest overworld. There's no signification about that at all, but if it does actually happen, then there's 3 100 secrets on the overworld, and hopefully those are going to be a little bit better than plus or minus 5 rupees is what they're dealing with the medium secret to compensate for that loss. Okay, that's fixed. Good. Alright, so now 3 minutes and 34 seconds into this, we see robdraven coming down by the start area, and he is gonna be rewarded as long as he can make it into that start location. Those Lionels are gonna be a big annoyance there on that screen, but he makes it in and grabs his wooden sword now too. Death over on robdraven's side. Not good. He has to start all the way back over there with 3 hearts. At least he has a sword this time. And enemies are definitely one-hit knockout enemies, so he doesn't have to worry too much about this. He can now kill these enemies as he's getting off Death Mountain. So he's in good shape. Panulphe isn't a level. It looks like it was 2 west of the start location. Looks like it could potentially be a level something? I don't know. This looks like shapes to me. But yeah, he couldn't advance any further in that dungeon, or he just didn't want to at this point in time. He left and is now exploring more of the overworld here. In good shape and shape dungeons. Indeed, Drakados. Indeed. Alright, I can hear you now. Sorry about that. No, my mic was not out for the stream, just for you. Sorry about that.
Gotcha.
Fixed. We fixed it. So Drakados now with a sword back in that dungeon he saw before with these Wizrobes. Going to be able to knock him out a lot easier now that he knows that it's 0 HP. And might delve a little bit deeper into this dungeon.
Pan has found a blue ring shop with what could be the expensive magic shield, but it's within range of both the expensive and the second most expensive.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Boomstick has been such a viable weapon / utility tool in these races, and when it's on, you see a lot of these racers going straight for that wand and book combo if they can find it. And it definitely has showed that it pays in dividends, just having that unlimited supply of bombs in these dungeons, not have to worry about bomb drops. And has definitely been the deciding factor in a lot of these randomizer races as well.
Looks like money will not be an issue for these players, as the large secret is 134 rupees.
Nice, yeah, so it definitely compensates for that low mid secret.
Now, both dungeons we found so far have the vanilla palettes.
That is true, and if it is the vanilla type dungeons, then it's definitely shapes, from what I've seen so far. And shapes with randomized rooms like the spiral staircase, which is normally in level 8, with random drops in them like the compass there. So that's a big factor there. We got a lot of information just from that one room that robdraven's in right now.
That's also going to further increase the value of Boomstick to be even more valuable than it already is.
Yes, absolutely. Boomstick, like we said, is just an amazing weapon in this game. It's completely overpowered for what it is, but it's so much fun to play with.
Pan's going to gamble on buying some hints here. Or at least one.
Not a terrible strategy, especially when he has that many rupees right now and nothing really to spend it on. He has a blue candle, he's got a sword, and he's gonna inevitably run into more secrets, so spending some money right now is usually a good plan.
And Landmola's guard the Triforce in 7.
The worst enemy! Those are the worst! Those are my... I hate those worse than Wizrobes. That's crazy. So level 7 confirmed, you think?
I'm gonna say it's about a 75% chance.
I will agree with that and mark it on the tracker as such. So far, definitely looking like a first quest overworld, which is really good for both of these racers. Not super familiar with second quests, so they should be in their comfort zone a little bit more on this race. Wow, look at that! That's some cactus right there.
What's that little offshoot doing?
It's, it's hanging. That... Oh man, I have no words for that. No words that I care to share on stream for the shape of that dungeon. What makes me think that it's being level 7? I'm not sure if it's level 7 or not. That could be 5. That could be 6 with random pallets. Like if it were standard dungeon pallets, it would either be 5 or 7. Now we know it's shapes, and so that's gonna switch it up a little bit more. And if we find a dungeon that doesn't have a normal palette, we already know it's randomly not random, and this is just whatever dungeon. This could be anything from levels, 7, 6, 5. We don't know in shapes until we get more information on maps.
So Payne's back in that dungeon that's over by the river that has the Vanilla 2 palette. And if we see an item drop on the ground, that will pretty well confirm that this is either 2 or 1.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 and 1 being the only 2 dungeons in First Quest that drop an item on the ground. And we do see an item on Panulphe's side. It is Le Croissant. Also known as the Power Bracelet.
So with that, we have confirmation this is either 1 or 2.
But definitely none of the other dungeons, correct.
And it looks like Rob's searching for either the item in 7 or just health.
He's got the heart container. He hasn't found the item yet. Keys or bombs would be the only thing he can get from this room. If it were to have a drop. Yeah, health is also important, especially when fighting this red Lanimola with those 2 fireballs in this room. This is something that's almost near impossible to do. 1 heart, 2 red Lanimolas, and fireballs coming at you. 1 hit knockout from these Lanimola, and 1 hit knockout from those fireballs right now. Very tight situation, and he pulls it off! And grabs the clock for safety.
Wow.
Grabs the Triforce, proving me wrong. Whenever you say something's impossible, man, somebody's got to prove you wrong. Nothing is impossible, as we see on robdraven's side as he picks up the Triforce in potential 7.
And we also have confirmed randomized boss HP. Because it looked like they were going down with 1 hit, and from panel fighting the mold orbs for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Yeah, so I'm going to say standard dungeon palettes as well. I'm going to say that this is level 2 that Panulphe is in. Although it does have a passage in it, and okay, Manhandla threatens along the coast. So most likely level 2, I think. I'm like 90% certain that it's level 2, just due to all of the factors. The color, the item on the floor, the hint for level 3 in it. Those all say it's level 2.
Yes, indeed, but he is key blocked. So he's going to have to either find a key or come back later.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is not close to start, so it's not a... it's close to normal vanilla start, but on this seed, they're starting west of level 9, vanilla level 9, so that's actually one of the furthest places away from that location, so he doesn't want to have to come back, but he will if he has to, and it looks like he does absolutely have to later on in this seed.
And Jack Ados in chat is pointing out that level 2 is having an identity crisis and looks like level 4.
Because it's 4 shaped?
Yeah.
Like literally, like the literal number 4. Yeah. that's quite alright. Well, never mind.
Let's see, we have a second bonus cave on Pan's side, and Rob still does not have a candle.
Yep, we haven't seen too many burn spots since Panulphe has had that candle. He's only done some of the West Woods area, the Lost Woods, Westwood area, and hasn't done too much by start, so we're not really missing out on anything as of yet, but we're going to see on Panulphe's side him going to go for all the burning spots, while robdraven is just going to go for the open spots.
And you gotta be thinking, if you're Pan at this point, that you might want to start leaving secrets in case you find that other large secret.
Yeah, he either wants to make like an arrow or a meat purchase right now, or if he can get just enough for the blue ring, since he knows the location of that, he might go get it. Just so he can have that potential to pick up more rupees and not waste them.
Looks like right now all he's finding is just potion shops. And Rob chose to take the heart out of the bonus cave.
Yeah, that's a not a bad choice at this point. He wants to make sure if he runs into a white sword item and it might be something useful that he can get it. If it is the white sword, it's not going to be that useful except for against boss enemies. As we've seen, normal enemies only have 0 HP, so they can be killed with a boomerang or a sword hit, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter which sword you have, as long as they get hit, they die.
We have started to find the take any roads. One on Candle Row, one near Vanilla level 6.
Yeah, and once you go through, wow, there's 2 of them over there. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, just that one. I was thinking that the power bracelet spot was any road, but no, that was like a shop or a money making game or a hint shop or something like that. Something not of importance, but yeah, this is not a bad spot considering they start over by normal level 9, so they might be able to use that for quick access to get to and from northern and southern Hyrule. We haven't seen the other locations, though. He bailed out to explore the graveyard before going back into them.
Which really isn't a bad choice. I mean, he's already here, he might as well knock these out and then go back in.
I'm for it. I'm with you on that. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So robdraven now in level 2, the one that Panulphe already explored and found La Croissant in this room right here, actually. Boom.
But the big difference is robdraven does have a key.
So, yep, he'll be able to advance further as long as he doesn't use it on any other door, which I don't think we've seen a different key block door other than that one. So, yeah, he'll possibly have a shot at pulling the Triforce out of this dungeon, where Panulphe could not.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
So Panulphe should find level 7 here.
Let's see let's see how he reacts to the first room being a bunch of Wizrobes. Quick reaction thinking there. Takes a bop from a bubble, though, and is not able to kill any more Wizrobes. Ends up taking 4 hearts of damage in the first room there. Unfortunate in a Wizrobe dungeon.
Meanwhile, robdraven's using bombs to deal with these Moldorms.
These are some
a little bit quicker way.
Super Moldorms right here, taking 4 hits apiece just to kill one little bead of this Moldorm. And man, he was using bombs on them. And they're still not dying. That was intense. But thankfully, they're a lot slower than their cousins, the Land Mola, and don't do nearly as much damage.
I think somebody swapped the Link to the Past and Zelda 1 Moldorms.
Well, Moldorm in Link to the Past is just like a big rattlesnake.
Looks like Rob is leaving level 2. He doesn't want to use that key yet.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that, but if you're in that level, you already got the heart container, you already have the power bracelet, you're not going to want to come back here. So if I were him, I would have burnt that key. But I don't think it's a bad call to pull that key out and hold on to it, because it could be in level, in level 1 could be key blocked or something. You get a potential chance for 2 items. Might come back later. But yeah, that's just not a horrible call, just not something you would see all runners do.
I guess it comes down to how much do you value keys versus how quickly do you want to get all of the Triforce pieces. Rob taking another heart out of the bonus cave. He's already up to 7.
Not a bad heart count at this point. Better than the vanilla 3 that you start with, that's for sure. But at this point, it really doesn't matter anything over like 5 or 6 hearts, because you can still pick up the white sword item regardless.
Unless he's thinking about picking up mags for level 9.
You know, if you have the chance to do it, the ability to do that, and it's not too far out of the way, even with some people forget, with 0 HP enemies, it doesn't mean 0 HP bosses or 0 HP Ganon. Those are two separate flags. So you can have an entire seed that's 0 HP bosses and normal enemies, and go through it with the wood sword, and end up in a horrible room for Ganon, have to kill him with that wooden sword, which takes 15 hits. You don't want to have to do that, especially in a tournament race like this. If you could take that down to 4 hits with a magic sword or 8 hits with a white sword, it's a lot more. You have a better chance of just taking down Ganon the first time you run into him.
Absolutely. Plus, in this particular seed, boss HP being randomized, he doesn't know if the patch is going to have more HP than normal or not.
And Patras are, second worst damaging enemy if you're not very familiar with, their patterns, or even if you are familiar with their patterns. If it's an expanding Patra, it could just push you into a corner and just wear away at your hearts real quick.
Pan taking a death in level 7. We'll see if he goes back. No, it looks like he is going to leave.
He's going to want to come back when he's more prepared. These Wizrobes are just doing a number on him, especially when his hearts are not... He has no major defense, and he doesn't have a large amount of hearts in his inventory like robdraven does, or he's 2 less than robdraven at this point.
Speaking of robdraven, he's found a new level.
Yes, we know by the palette that this is either level 4 or level 6, but we're going to need more information to actually make an accurate assumption here.
Well, it is a split level, so that leans it a little bit in favor of 6. Because 6 naturally has 1 staircase in it, whereas 4 may or may not be split.
Right, and we always, well, not always, but more often than not, we see level 6 being a large dungeon compared to level 4, 5, 7. It just has the potential to be a monster of a level, like level 7 is in vanilla dungeon shapes.
Although I think given the color of this water, I'm going to say it's level 4.
Ooh, does water... I never noticed that, but water doesn't get shuffled with palette shuffle?
It does not. Okay. So any level that has red water in vanilla palettes, if the palettes aren't shuffled, they'll still have red water, and the same with the blue water.
Oh, awesome. See, I've been playing this game for 2 years, and I learn something new every day. Little nuances.
Maybe that's one of the benefits of having played it for, 17 years now?
It's a lot of years.
Well, I technically started when I was a kid, so I don't know how many of those count. And Pan's back in level 7, which I don't think we've seen an item out of it yet.
Nope, and he's going strong through here. Good thing he gets a fairy drop off these red Wizrobes, and the fact that they dropped a fairy, and I don't think that was his 16th kill. I'm pretty sure we have randomized drop groups.
I don't know for certain. I haven't seen any of the obvious enemies that would signal that, like the gels or the keys drop anything yet, but I don't know.
No, neither have I, and that's the first thing that kind of caught my eye. It was a little bit out of the ordinary, seeing a fairy drop off of a red Wizrobe. They don't normally do that. But if you do get a consecutive kill count of 15 enemies in a row, the 16th enemy that you kill will drop a fairy like that. So it's highly likely that he could have done that as well. I'll just keep an eye out on these drops until we get a little more information.
robdraven was ladder blocked in the Chevy room of 4, and without a ranged weapon, there was just nothing he could do.
Okay, we get word from chat that one of the Moldorms dropped a bomb after one of these guys got hit, so it wasn't a force bomb, and Moldorms can't drop bombs. So yes, we are dealing with a shuffled enemy drop group. Just not terribly shuffled, I guess.
Maybe like one or two things shuffled, and interesting. The item room is not below the Triforce in 7.
Where is the item room in 7 then? I think we've seen every room.
All but one on the far right side in that third row from the bottom.
Oh no! Is that like a key door or something? They just didn't want to use a key? Or...
I don't know if it's that or just nobody bombed it and didn't think about it.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I've done that too where, that is 7. That is 7! I've done that too where I've, missed a spot. Like, vanilla level 8, it's so easy to miss one of those, little right offshoots there. And, I've done it multiple times, and it ended up being a important item or a Triforce or something. It ended up being the last room that I went to, so... He popped his head back in, looked at his map, and then just bailed again, so I don't know if he actually realized that that was the room, or if he just didn't want to go back and check it again.
We're getting confirmation from chat that it was key blocked.
Key block. Well, he's got 2 keys. I mean, he's doing the key conservation thing. What's more important in this situation early in the game? Keys or items? That's really up to the runner to choose. I personally like items over keys. And another level find over on Panulphe's side, up on Death Mountain. Looks like level 8.
Yes, indeed. And we also got a hint from an old man that the Moblin has a raft on Death Mountain. And that was on Panulphe's side.
So, if given that these hints are indeed helpful and not deceptive, level 8 has a high potential of one of its items being the raft.
We can confirm that that will not be the case. It is the white sword item.
Or, you didn't let me finish, game. Come on now. Or, could be the white sword item. Or another level could be on that. But it is, wow. Thanks, game.
Just here's everything.
Yes, that's pretty impressive, actually.
Oh, that's rough. The manhandlers take more than one bomb to kill.
Yeah, this randomized boss HP is definitely given some of these enemies high rolls on their HP count. That's that's a bit unfortunate, especially with Wood Sword.
Robdraven has finally picked up a candle out of that bonus cave on Death Mountain.
And Panulphe has to part with some of his fabulous rupees that he's been collecting. 50 of them, or a heart container. He chooses the 50.
Robdraven finding out the old news that the raft is on Death Mountain.
Yes, he's like, thanks, old man. You mean this raft? And he just pulls it out of his hero's inventory.
You see a potential ladder block in level 8.
Not good. Need those items. You need those items early. Like ladder, whistle is sometimes helpful on second quest overworld. But we know that this is a first quest. Definitely first quest overworld at this point. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So power bracelet could be potentially useful when warp spots are shuffled. But more often than not... Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, more often than not, you will not need one of these required items on a first quest overworld. There's a smaller chance that you will need it than anything second quest, but...
Now imagine if the ladder is the item in 7 that both players left behind.
Oh, we're getting into hypothetical situations here, huh? Well then,
I tend to like to do that.
if you want to go there, no. I mean, wow! Look at the size and magnitude of this level 8. Holy shamoles! It is literally the inverse of what we saw level 7, but it's like not missing any rooms whatsoever. That's crazy.
We have a banana.
Yes, the wooden boomerang, and he's gonna definitely pick it up, just in case he dies on the overworld, I think, and he has to travel back out of Death Mountain. It's gonna be the perfect item to help him make his way through. We have an official room count for level 8 here by LSD Cars Fan 23 in chat, and he says 37 rooms. Wow, that's almost as big as any other dungeon I've seen. 33 is the vanilla for level 7, and I want to say that level 9 has something like 56 or something like that.
I think it's 56, 57, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's in the 50s. So yeah, this is like a mini level 9 right here. This is level 9 light. Lite.
And it also has a Gibdo Darknut set instead of the Wizrobes that normal level 9 has, which is good for robdraven.
Yes. Yeah.
Or actually both of them, technically. I just sometimes forget which is which.
No, it's not good
Pan's
for
the one
Panulphe. He just wants Wizrobes. Pan's taking a few
Panulphe
whacks.
just wants Koreas.
Pan's taking a few whacks at that Gliok, that's the word, and realizing that, man, with my heart count and these heads, he doesn't even know how many hits, and the way things have been going, boss HP for a lot of these guys have been raised. He could end up having to hit the head 14 times, and then each successive head with another up to 10 hits, which is just hard to do. Very hard to do when you have 3 hearts.
Well, we might have even more bad news for Pan. He might be ladder blocked out of 8.
Yep, we saw that ladder block. That was the one room that connects to the northern side of the dungeon there. And you need a ladder. So if there's not a passage anywhere on the south end side here, he is blocked out of the rest of the dungeon until he can get that fabulous, fabulous piece of wood.
And it's slowly looking more and more like the case. robdraven has gone back to level 2 to get this Triforce.
Oh, there it is. Just hanging. Looks like he's going to look for a few more keys before he leaves. Not a bad plan at this point, especially since he had to use one to get up here. So just getting a refund was probably what he's going for here. Or should I say a key fund? I made myself moan with that one. Sorry.
I would slow clap, but I have push to talk on.
That's fine. Not needed, not needed. And then we know that this is going to be the passage. No, it's not going to be the passage. We saw the passage. Did we see the passage?
Yes, it was like the second room.
Oh, yes. Great. So we got
Unfortunate.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's... Which, at 2 keys, you definitely want to be looking for them at least a little bit. In some of the smaller dungeons, like 1, 2, 3. Maybe not necessarily 8 or 6.
The item for level 2 laws was the power bracelet.
So Pan has left level 8. We'll see where he goes from here.
Yeah, another dungeon. It's the second dungeon that he's left without getting the Triforce, and I think... Oh, nope, he's going back in. I think he's got that mentality, like, man, I can't leave anything behind at this point.
He was looking for bombs. Now that he has bombs, he can go further.
Not too much further. There's only a few rooms here, and one of them is coma blocked. So if this is not the passage right here, that this reverse C that he just entered, then that is going to be the end of his level 6 excavation here. Or, sorry, level 8 excavation.
For his sake, he definitely wants it to be that passage.
Ooh, but there's a drop in the room. Not a bad thing to grab a heart. But he is really looking for a passage. And he just double checks. Even though he got the heart drop. He's like, man, maybe it's the passage. But now he knows for sure, 100%, that level 8 is ladder blocked.
And we have not so great take any roads. 3 of them are right next to each other. Rob did find those and went ahead and finished fleshing those out.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm not gonna even mark them on the map because they probably won't be used that much. And all you need to know is that they connect, Southern Hyrule to one spot on Death Mountain. That's it. Oh, there's a level over at the Desert Shop. Oh no, not Desert Shop. That was. Hold on, let me double check that location.
Wasn't the Power Bracelet spot?
No, you went north. I'm watching the instant replay here to get it on the tracker. I'm sure someone in chat's just going to be like, oh, but it was right there. Okay, it's the Forest Medicine Shop that he's in, and that's level 6.
And at the same time, Pan has found level 5 up at the tippy top of Death Mountain.
The tippy top?
The tippy top.
So what is that, was that A2 position?
Yep.
Okay. Level 5 at A2.
1 east of Death Mountain. Or level 9 second quest.
Yes.
Oh, that kind of hurts.
Yeah, when you get such a large secret, when you already have a lot of rupees, it's just like all that money just goes to waste. Oh my god, there's the ladder over on Panulphe side, level 5, all the way up on Death Mountain. Amazing.
He's got a major advantage now, because it looks like level 6 was also ladder blocked.
Yeah, that's huge to have. Gives him access to 2 more Triforces that he couldn't get before. And also access to the heart container, which is the coast item. So if he wants the extra heart, he can get that. robdraven just bought himself a blue ring, though. Has that double defense.
We'll see if that comes into play in any of the later levels, such as 9, or if we find another Wizrobe dungeon.
Yeah, granted, he doesn't run into the red ring as his next item, which happens quite a lot, unfortunately.
Well, to be honest, if buying a blue ring made the red ring show up, I'd probably just go ahead and buy it anyway.
Oh yeah, every single time. Every single time. Got a few frame drops over on Panulphe's side. Bear with us, it looks like it's working itself out. But we may get a little off sync from one another. But if we are too far ahead, behind or ahead, we'll adjust. But for now, we should be good. Oh my god, the second money or life room for Panulphe. And he is now paid 100 rupees in just taxes, in tolls, just going through these dungeons. That's just not fair. Oh, and we have a level 9 discovery over on robdraven's side. It is the Power Bracelet spot south of the ferry.
So what's that? Now he knows the Power Bracelet's required. And even though both of them have it, that's still good knowledge to have that picking it up was a good investment of time.
Oh yeah, it's not necessarily about obtaining a Power Bracelet, but how you use it. If you end up not checking Power Bracelet spots till later on, and you have to go back for them, or if you leave them for last, and you don't have the knowledge of where is level 9, they're very easy to forget. Those spots are definitely easy to forget. You're like, oh no, I already checked the Power Bracelet spots, and you just ignore them altogether. We've seen that spot actually get completely forgotten on a few occasions in some of these tournament races. So never count a spot out. Power Bracelet, definitely a I don't want to say the word seductive item, but it could be a tricky item.
Ban just picked up a bomb upgrade. Vanilla price and vanilla amount. But still a good thing to have.
Oh, absolutely, since we've seen no indication so far that there is a boomstick on in this seed. So another Triforce for Panulphe. 2 and 2.
And robdraven has found level 1 at the same time.
Ooh, that's a good spot. That's a good dungeon to find. Is that the last dungeon? No, we're still missing level... Who's making chocolate milk? I must know. Someone's making chocolate milk over there.
That's my roommate.
That's chocolate milk,
I forgot my
baby.
mic is sensitive.
Yep. That's chocolate milk right there. Sorry. So level 1 over east of level 2 vanilla spot, and it is a dark nut set.
And it's very, very linear.
Alright, let me fast forward one. There we go. Oh, and a quick Triforce find for robdraven in the next room. And he's forced to pick it up since it does block the rest of the dungeon. So if he wants to go back in for one of those items, he's going to have to go through those next three rooms again. So Panulphe found the raft, though, on his side.
It looks like level 3 is the only one we haven't found yet.
Yes, and we haven't seen anything explored yet on the northeast coast or in the Lost Hills. So it could be in any of those spots up there, and then there's a few spots, I think, on the southern coast we haven't seen yet, and possibly... No, I think that's it. I think we've seen everything else.
And the raft spots. Can't forget about those. If you do, it may lead to a terrible fate.
Was that a Majora's Mask reference?
Yes.
Excellent. I approve. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so nothing but key drops so far, but it looks like we came across our first item for robdraven, and it is the red candle. This is pretty good for him. I'm not sure if he did buy the candle or not yet. I think he already had one.
He does, yes. He got one out of the bonus cave.
Well, now he has a red one.
And a wand in the next room up.
Ooh, what a find. What a fabulous find, that wand. Unfortunately, no indication that this is Boomstick, but it is a good weapon to have. It has slightly more range than the sword does, about maybe like a quarter tile more range, and it can also hit enemies behind you if you use it properly.
Absolutely. 7-8 time, it was both players started up, saw their start screens, and immediately hated life.
Yeah, full recap. They're racing Zelda. No, but I think it's a little too early for an item recap at this point, but we'll get that to you shortly. You stay tuned.
So I'm surprised neither player's gone back to 7 at this point.
I'm not super surprised. 7 was an annoying dungeon with Wizrobes. Yes, robdraven is a lot more prepared this time, but he also is fairly low on key. Both of our racers fairly low on keys, just those two, so maybe they don't want to go back in there and do anything just yet. They'll probably save it for either last or close to it at this point. Maybe Panulphe will hit it on the way back from level 8 here, since he does have the ladder now.
Could very well be. I imagine with the amount of items that both players have, robdraven's going to be looking for the ladder and bow, and Panulphe's going to be looking for the bow and magical key.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone actually looks for the bow, necessarily, but it is an item that they would definitely pick up if they stumbled across. If you're looking for the bow, you're betting already. You know, you're putting all your chips in on Force Ganon, and to go out of the way to find the bow without knowing the knowledge if Ganon is required or not is just a gamble, and that's one we've seen a few players take and either be rewarded, or we actually haven't seen too many punishments yet.
Well, in this case, I could see Panulphe looking for it a little bit more, only because there's that one Goma-blocked room, and he hasn't found a compass in it yet.
Ooh, magical sword at vanilla level 8 location.
Unfortunately, 8 hearts not enough to give it a shot yet. The magical sword, if the flag to shuffle the sword hearts is on, it can be anywhere from 10 to 14 hearts required to pick it up. But given that that's a 50-50 chance if that flag is on or not, you'll most likely want to go try it at 12 hearts unless it's on the way.
Alright, so we're getting to see the northeast side of the coast here now. robdraven's clearing that up a little bit. So we get a little more information, and hopefully we'll find level 3. As we find level 3. Boy, I'm good.
So that confirms Raft is not required then.
Nope. Raft not required. Whistle not required. Power bracelet not required. Well, we can't confirm that whistle is not required. We haven't seen if there is a dig dogger block or not yet. Most likely not. It's a very low chance of that happening, but I'd like to see it now.
As would I. Pan's built his key count up a little bit, which is good. He's up to 5 now. Looks like Pan's digging for the second item in 8, which I don't blame him for doing at this point. Because he doesn't know that Raft isn't required. Well, rather, he doesn't know that Whistle isn't required yet.
Has he not found every dungeon? Hold on, let me look at his little tiny map. It looks like he has not found every dungeon. He hasn't found level 1 yet, or level 4, or 6. 1, 4, or 6, or 3. 1, 4, 6, and 3. The whole eastern side of Hyrule Kingdom he has not explored.
So for all he knows, there's a dungeon under Recorder Lake. More than likely, it's going to be a door repair.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many door repairs in this seed. So yeah, probably a lot of them hiding up there on either recorder spots or Lost Hills area. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue. Oh, second item in level 8 is the... Go ahead, Isolate.
Recorder.
The recorder!
The very thing we were just talking about.
Yep. Some people like to call it the whistle. Some people like to call it the magic tutti flute. I like to call it the recorder. Actually, nobody calls it the magic tutti flute. I just made that up.
Oh, what a... robdraven finds another terrible fate. Ladder blocked from the Triforce in 3.
Ladder is a huge, huge proponent of this seed. There's 3 Triforces now that are ladder blocked, so not finding that ladder early on is is just gonna hurt him in this. It's gonna give Panulphe a clear advantage, even if he is a few Triforces down, or 1 Triforce down at this point.
Which, given that he's already done 8 and 5, and both of those are on Death Mountain. Oh, Rob almost took a retry there.
I think I accidentally made a recorder meme. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, man. I'm never going to get to live that down now, I don't think.
Should add it to the quote list.
No. Panulphe taking his time in these rooms, making sure to clear them all out, and this one is the Triforce, so he's going to pick that up. And over on robdraven's side, a magical key. All his key worries have been thrown out the window.
That's actually going to be really good for him, both now and going into 9. Knowing that all he has to do is just find Triforces and items.
Yeah, specifically the ladder at this point.
We have a meat pickup. Putz is now happy.
Everyone is now happy. Who doesn't like the meats? Besides, vegan and vegetarian, which I totally agree. But
meat is high in protein. It's good for you.
What do we have up here? Okay, another potion shop. Up. The Lost Hills. The Lost Hills, yeah. I'm curious to know what these last few spots are in the Lost Hills. I'm glad that he's clearing them out.
Interesting that Pan's back in level 7.
Is it terribly interesting? He didn't have the item before. He kind of peeked at it, but... Oh
I
no.
I think given that he has the entire eastern half of Hyrule to yet explore, I think I'd go and start checking there, especially with the ladder, before I go back into 7.
What? White sword over on Rob Draven's side. It's the overworld item, the Armos item. Wow. It took us 49 minutes to discover that. Almost 50 minutes to discover the Armos item, and it was the white sword. That could have helped out a lot on some of these bosses.
Yeah, it is interesting that the Armos item was basically a non-priority for both players.
Yep. And it was technically a non-required item as well, so not a big deal. Shrug it off. Pick it up, but shrug it off.
Oh, look at what's guarding this staircase to get to the 7 item.
Just a bunch of Wizrubs.
Yeah.
No big deal. Panulphe cleans it up and is rewarded with the blue nanner, the blue boomerang, magic blue boomerang. How many more names?
Okay, well
does
now
it
it
have?
makes
The inferior model.
okay, well now it makes sense. The blue wizards regarding the blue item.
The moldy toenail. What else? What else is it? I love the nicknames for these items.
I think it's Laws that calls it the blueberry banana.
Now I want blueberries.
I do too.
Alright, so
Should go get some.
both of these players have the inverse of each other's Triforce. Well, not inverse, but Pan has 5 and 8, and Rob Draven has 1 and 2. Now they're going to switch sides here. One's going to go East Hyrule, one's going to go West Hyrule, and they're going to do it on the other side. It all comes down to who's going to be able to clean it up first, and Pan having that ladder is going to give them the clear advantage. We have an arrow purchase, though, for both players at the same exact time. That's interesting.
Yeah, especially with no bow. Although, really, at this point, especially for Rob Draven, what's he going to spend money on?
Payme's? Door repairs?
Potions. But yeah, Rob having not found the ladder early is going to give Pan a major edge when he goes to check this east side of Hyrule out. But where's Rob going?
Maybe he's going to take one of the any roads? Nope, he's going back to the northeast.
He's going back to 6.
Not a bad call, but wasn't he ladder blocked out of the Triforce in here? Maybe he forgot he was ladder blocked. Or maybe he thinks the ladder is in here somewhere.
Well, he also never... I don't think he bombed this room out when he was in here the first time. So he might be looking for a bomb wall.
Oh, true, true. With shapes, anything could be possible. I was confused there for a second as I saw the candle go right through that wall, but it does bomb, and he's now in a new room in level 6.
Progress!
Indeed.
Oh, shoot. No progress.
Oh, I was like, wait, why did you say, oh, shoot? I was like, oh, shoot, you were 1 second ahead of me. And, yes, blocked by a shoot room. Progress gets rescinded. Well, he still has another option. He can go left up here in this next room. Which makes me wonder why he upped aid.
Maybe he forgot he had the wand and didn't want to kill the ropes.
Maybe. Yeah, not a bad choice. 6 and 1/2 doesn't in the other, I think. But Pan back in level 2. Now that he has the a key, he can advance to the Triforce. This one was key blocked.
Something interesting is Pan had to route his dungeons based on his limited key count in levels 5 and 8. Rob won't have that same concern. He can just go at it. I don't know if it's going to be a factor because I don't remember how many key doors there were on the way to the ladder and the Triforces, but you could have a faster clear.
Oh yeah, Pan's getting warmed up here. I think he's going to be in Triforce and Go mode once he finds some of these last few dungeons. Yeah, his problem is he just hasn't explored the eastern portion of Hyrule at all, so he doesn't know where 1, 6, or 4, or 3 are at this point.
And Rob's finding more ladder blocks than he would like to see in 6.
Not good, not good. See, this is the worst situation to be in. And it's none of his fault, none of his routing. This is just what happens in Randomizer sometimes. You find all of the potential, or all of the ladder blocks or item blocks well before you find the item, and your opponent ends up finding that item before finding the blocks, and that ends up being a huge factor in these races. But it all comes down to level 9. Level 9, we've seen people get stuck in there for a half hour, while the person who had like a 10-minute lead ends up losing by 5 minutes. So it's anything is possible at this point.
Guilty.
Yeah, me too.
I think we can confirm level 6 is very cactus.
Level 6 is, yes, that's actually an overview of a cactus farm. So yeah, that's what it looks like when you're flying over a cactus farm in a helicopter. And by cactus farm, I mean desert in Arizona.
That is true. There are that many cactuses in Arizona deserts. I've seen them. And robdraven, despite all of the ladder box, he is persevering in this 6.
Yeah, I mean, even with all these blocks that the dungeon is throwing at him, he's able to go around, and it might actually end up being rewarding here if this is the heart container / and or item room, and it's not. It's a heart container and a passage. Passages are good, but I think he's seen the other side of this one, and it doesn't lead him to where he wants it to go. But a Triforce!
Not ladder blocked from the cheese.
There it is. There it is. He's going back in, though. This is a bold move right here. He does need items at this point. He knows he needs the ladder, so he's going to do everything he can to try and find that item at this point. And I think he's going to be blinded by the fact that he needs that ladder instead of going to search for the last 2 dungeons that he hasn't found. I think there are 8 and 5. I'm not sure if he found 8 or not, but 5 he definitely has not gone into.
I want to say he poked his head in 8. And, oh, shoot, again. You might have to take that passage.
Oh, from the other side, yeah. Well, that passage, I think he saw the other side of the passage, and I think it's in the lower part. So this might actually be ladder blocked for the rest of the item. Or the item in this dungeon could be ladder blocked.
Which would be good for him at this point. Can we get him out of here?
Yeah, so Pan picked up the coast item, which was the heart container, standard heart container. So he put him at 10 hearts now, which is in magic sword range if he does end up stumbling upon it, which he will here momentarily. I think he's going to go through 4 first before he does that, but just 2 screens over to the west is that magic sword, and he'll probably take a shot at it if he runs into it. Whether or not he goes back to it, we'll have to see.
Well, troll staircase confirmed on...
Oh, wow. Nope. Level 6 confirmed. Ladder blocked for the item. That's going to cost him some time right there.
But it might actually end up saving him time in the long run if he hadn't been ladder blocked and just full cleared 6 for the item.
True. But if the item in here ends up being the bow, and Ganon is required, this is not the dungeon you want to come back to later on.
Absolutely not, but I don't think we've seen the item in 4 yet, have we?
Red Candle?
No, Red Candle was in 1.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, I don't think we have seen the item in 4.
But we do know that either the item in 4 or 6 has to be the bow, so... That's a rough gamble.
Alright, so Pan picked up another heart container. It was in that room that we saw robdraven. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different time. That Pan gets heart containers in reverse C rooms. That's the time I forgot. or was referring to, not Rob's. Sorry, brain lapse.
That's a thing that happens. I have those too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, robdraven went back into level 1 just to purchase that bomb upgrade. Not a bad call at this point.
No, definitely not. Especially, I think we can pretty well confirm that Boomstick is not in play.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a boomstick shop. The only thing that we haven't seen to absolutely 100% confirm it is the book. So, excuse me. So we just saw that 10 hearts on robdraven's side is not enough for the magical sword. We'll have to see if 11 hearts is enough.
So robdraven is back in level 4 to look for this item. Which really isn't a bad idea given he's already over here. And with the information he has, this, for all he knows, is where the ladder is.
Well, he didn't get the Triforce out of here, but the Triforce was a ladder blocked, right?
I don't remember, actually.
Me neither, because he was in this dungeon. He was the first one to find this dungeon, but he had to leave. And was that because of keys or ladder?
It could very well have been keys.
I think it would, at this point, be keys. But this this dungeon is full of them. Pan boosted his key count all the way up to 9 keys now. I think he was at like 3 or 4 when he entered, so that's a lot of keys.
So this is where they were all hiding. Up. Oh, we have a book in 4.
The book. Yeah, he had a little frame drop there, but we were able to see the book. So yeah, no boomsticks. So bomb upgrade purchases were definitely the right call.
And with that, I'm pretty sure we've seen all of the items or know where they are by process of elimination. So I'm going to go ahead and do a recap.
Oh,
Real quick. The ladder block in 4.
an actual ladder block in 4, yes. So, unfortunately for robdraven. But yes, please do the item recap. We want to hear the item recap.
Alright. Level 1 contained the red candle and the wand. Level 2 contained the power bracelet. Level 3 contained the magical key. Level 4 contains the book. Level 5, the all-important ladder. Level 6, by process of elimination, the bow. Level 7, the inferior model of boomerang. Level 8 contained the wooden boomerang and the recorder. The ladder item on the coast was the heart container. The Armus item was the white sword, and the white sword item was the raft, leaving by process of elimination the silver arrows and red ring to be in level 9.
Yes, and if either of those items, or if the silver arrows are required, they are going to have to dig through every single one of the passages in level 9. And a level 9 with shapes tends to be pretty brutal without the map.
But even more than that, they'll have to dig 6 to get that bow.
True. Yeah, so much going on with this seed. We actually saw a decent amount of randomization. I got my wish.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Yeah, I guess the only things that aren't randomized in this was the sword location, red ring and silver arrows in 9, and dungeon palettes. And boomstick. No boomstick. Interesting.
So at this point, I think Rob is out of options on East Hyrule. He's going to have to go to Death Mountain.
Yeah, never be afraid to do Death Mountain early. It is out of the way a lot of the times, but if a dungeon is up there and you are the one who checks it early, you sometimes have this clear advantage, just like Pan does right now. Able to go up there fairly early, find level 5, and get that ladder has put him in a clear lead in this seed.
We do find the potion shop prices are 30 and 75 respectively. So 2 blue potions will save you some money. I think robdraven is now coming to the realization he needs the ladder.
Excuse me. Yeah, That room is completely ladder blocked for the Triforce. Triforce spawns in the middle. So yet another ladder block for robdraven. He must be pulling his hair out right now.
That's, what, 3 now total?
That is level 6 ladder block, level 7 ladder block, and level 8 ladder block, and then level 4 ladder block. Well, level 6 ladder block for bow, but 4, 7, and 8 are confirmed ladder block Triforce.
7 was not. 7 was landmola blocked.
What is the third one then? Was it level 3?
Level 3.
Level 3, that's right, you're level 3. Thank you. That's right. Thinking green dungeon, but yeah. Level 3 was the one where the Triforce was in a similar room. Was it a Chevy room? Or no, it was a square room.
Yep. Square island room.
Yes, island room. Fun stuff.
So robdraven is now on Death Mountain. He should find level 8 and 5, and hopefully he goes to dig through 5 before 8.
Yeah, he's gonna see 8, and he knows there's 2 items in there. It's gonna be super tempting to go check level 8 for the items. He goes into 7 though. He goes into 7. All right.
You know, I don't really disagree with the maneuver. I mean, he knows 7's relatively small, and he's already explored a bunch of it.
Yeah, he's got potential. It's just not fair from a commentator's point of view to be able to, say if it is the right or wrong call, having, the outside knowledge of both runners' information and mixing them together. So in this situation, I'd probably be looking for that last dungeon instead of going into level 7, but I do not knock him for his decision. I think this was definitely a decent call. Like you said, he doesn't have much left to explore in here.
Finds his meat purchase will not be the most useful thing, but he'll give the meat anyway.
Yeah, I think he's still gonna feed the Wizrobe, which is a very nice thing to do.
Maybe that means the Wizrobes will be nice to him in 9.
Yeah, well, it also means that he cannot meet the princess.
Well, there is one thing that, for these players' sake, I hope does not happen in level 9.
Money or life room?
Zelda hiding with the compass.
Oh, well, at least she knows where she is. Also, compasses don't work the way... compasses always point north. They don't always point Zelda. Or Triforce.
I mean, I don't know. The Triforces could be extremely magnetic.
Or somewhere on Earth, the Triforces are hidden at the North Pole.
So that's how Santa makes all the toys for the kids.
He wishes them into existence. Yes, possible.
Looks like Pan is gonna go ahead and go this way in level 6, but we'll see if he digs for the item or not. I'm guessing he won't. Unless he knows it's bow and he is gonna gamble on Ganon being required.
Yeah, he's one room away from the item room, I think, now. He has the map, and he's seen what rooms he has and has not explored, so he should be able to get in there. It is a rough room, though. We remember, it is a multiple Wizrobe room, so he's going to have to do a little combat, or get a perfect clip into this diamond staircase.
Looks like Rob will clear out the Wizrobes and be rewarded with...
Nice, perfect combat.
Indeed. But for not a grand reward, unfortunately.
No, the opposite of grand. Alright, so we have Pan. He got the Triforce. He made it to the Triforce room in level 6, but he's exploring a little bit more. I'm tempted to see if he's gonna grab the Triforce and then immediately go back in and look for the item or not. He seems pretty committed to finding the bow.
Though he has a little mismark on his tracker, but at this point it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And level 8 find on robdraven's side.
Yeah, this is the dangerous booby trap right here. This is the level that draws you in and then blocks you out, because we found that this level is ladder blocked and the ladder is not in this dungeon.
Yep. But it's not even a ladder block, really. It's a ladder block like halfway through.
Right. So it lures you in. It gives you hope for wonderful items and says, yes, come into my dungeon. You can have all the items you want. And then just says, nope, halfway through.
And Pan is going to dig 6.
Yeah, good choice. As we know, it is going to be the bow. He's going to be rewarded with the bow. He has a lead right now. I don't know if he thinks that he has the lead or not, but he's going to just go for it. And having that bow is going to give him a little bit of a security blanket for level 9, if Ganon is required. He'll at least put his mind at ease entering level 9.
Absolutely. Wooden boomerang find on robdraven's side. He opts to nope on out of it.
Yep, he had the option of magic boomerang earlier, didn't he, as well? When he was in level 3?
Level 7.
Level 7, thank you. You're the best at track. I'm not writing anything down, I'm just pushing buttons. I'm the monkey behind the scenes that clicks on stuff, so I'm not normally writing stuff or paying attention to stuff like this. I'm just, like, reactive. So, I forget these little things, like where everything was. But I'm doing the best I can.
And you're doing good at it.
Yeah. You're only saying that because you want my money.
Well, I did make that comment about us getting paid once.
I'd gladly pay you a percentage of whatever we earn, which doesn't happen to be much.
A lot of bananas.
Yeah, I'll pay you in bananas.
So robdraven has now found the ladder block, and he's going to keep exploring, hoping to find the second item. And Pan still has not found the item in 6. It is definitely very deep in here.
Yeah, super deep. He's down to the last few rooms in this dungeon. This dungeon is just... It's so long and convoluted. Like, the rooms don't interconnect with one another. There's one passage or one path to each portion of this dungeon. Definitely one of the more sadistic level 6s I've ever seen.
Maybe it'll be in here, though? Nope. Just an old man.
Oh, bother. Well, Pan is at 12 hearts now, so he has a chance at picking up Magic Sword. Probably a pretty large chance at this point. Pick up the Magic Sword if he's going to go back to that. It's not too far away from where level 9 is. He knows the location of level 9, and he has to make his way from level 6 to level 3, and he might do that on the way. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty close to it. Comes in the same room.
There it is. The Mighty D.
So, Pan is in Triforce and Go mode now.
Well, he still has to find these last 2 levels. He's never explored the forest area over by level 2. He hasn't explored the northeast coast area or what is it called? Lost Hills. I keep forgetting Lost Hills for some reason. But...
To be fair, though, Lost Hills is kind of just there.
Well, it's a small area. It literally is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 locations. So, it's not really that big.
Somehow the river is
8.
more memorable than that. That's the weird thing.
8 locations if you count the power bracelet spot for second quest. 7 if you don't. Sorry, counting is hard.
Pan's at 13 hearts. I think he'll go check mags.
Yeah, he's high 80% chance of picking it up now.
And he finds one.
That's absolutely huge on his side. One we know has some decent items and is relatively short. He might not even go in for any more. Excuse me. Oh man, I got hiccups right now. It's like a crazy hiccup. But we're not even sure because level 1 is so short that if he's going to go for the items, both of them being after the Triforce.
And with him picking up mags at 13 hearts, I think he'll just run in, grab the Triforce. Hopefully he'll see the bomb upgrade and pick that up.
Yep, he's got the money for it. He better not gamble. Minus 80. Like, no!
That would be terrifying if it's like, oh, well, I have max money. I'm just going to gamble, lose 200. Laws, nobody has checked at 12. And he's got the money. He's going to buy the red potion.
Yeah, he should do everything he can at this point. He's not going for blue ring since he just purchased that potion. So he will probably end up spending his other 100 on this bomb upgrade here in level 1, which will put him at a cool 16 bombs.
robdraven has gone back into level 3.
Ladderless, nevertheless. Maybe he forgot about the ladder block. Maybe he didn't quite believe it was fully ladder blocked. Maybe it isn't. We haven't seen the actual map of this dungeon yet.
Maybe he forgot he got the magic key in here.
Ooh, that would definitely... Yeah, that would definitely be no good. He was so close, though. He was in level 8. I don't know why he didn't check the rest of Death Mountain.
He's out of bombs.
Oh, yeah, that could do it. Okay, you're right.
He's fishing for a bomb drop, even. That might be why he's back in 3. Meanwhile, Pan, with so many bombs, he should not have any issues with bomb walls in 9.
No, he's got bombs for days.
In theory.
Not looking at his map, though. He put a bomb down up in the north wall. I don't know if he was just doing that for combat against the Gyptos, or if he just literally was, like, bomb happy because he has so many bombs now. He just throw them down wherever.
I'm just gonna bomb everything and see what happens.
Exactly. You never know. Maybe there's a secret room that Fred programmed in nobody's ever found. Called the Fred Coughlin room.
Contains a minus 200 rupee report.
No, it has the purple ring that he uses for testing. He's got like an onyx purple ring that gives him max everything.
Oh.
Invincibility, 255 bombs, 255 rupees, like all the items. It's literally the god ring in Zelda.
Surprised nobody's put that in. Surprised nobody is, what's it called? Tried to replicate that for themselves. Not in a race, obviously.
No. Just for fun? Yeah, I mean, Fred will give you the RAM value that you got to put in. Like, all you have to do is set a bunch of Fs to a certain location, and it maxes out everything, so that's pretty common knowledge. Something you could look up in the architecture on the website.
Yep. Pan has found both items in level 1. And it looks like he's going to opt to walk out to keep his health. Which, given he's at 13 hearts, I don't disagree with the choice to walk out over up an A.
No, I agree. And it looks like robdraven found out the reason why he left level 3 without getting the Triforce. Definitely just a brain lapse on his part. Unfortunately, going to cost him some time here. As Pan is now making his way up to the area that is level 3, and we'll find it. This is the last Triforce he needs, and then he can go into level 9.
Then it's just a matter of how quick is his level 9 going to be. After donating.
Yeah, you don't really need money for anything else at this point, unless you run into a meat block. But we have already seen that, and it's not a block spot, so he should be alright. He's in the clear right now.
Well, mostly. If he finds the magic key, he'll definitely be in the clear. If not, there's the potential for him to have key problems in 9, just because his key count has dropped down to 6.
Ooh, we have also only seen 2 money or life rooms when there is a potential of 3 of them that are going to appear. So there could be a money or life room in level 9, and if he doesn't have the 50 rupees, he's going to have to give up a heart.
On the other side, Rod taking a death to the Lionels just near level 5.
That's so unfortunate. He was just 2 screens away from finding it, and just having these Lionel on the overworld, these blue Lionel doing 2 hearts of damage per hit. 1 heart now that he has the blue ring, but still pecking away at his low heart count. It's just not a fun experience at all.
Pan has picked up the magic key. He should have no resource issues in 9, ideally.
Yeah, he can breathe a sigh of relief there. Even though he had a decent amount of keys, now he doesn't have to even worry about it at all. Now he can just focus on straight going through level 9 and exploring and looking for that princess.
So at this point, level 9 needs to be very trolly for Rob to catch up, but it's not impossible.
Nope, because Rob has the knowledge now that once he finds level 5 and gets that ladder, he can run through the rest of those dungeons rather quickly, and it's still not out of the ordinary. It's not out of this realm of possibility that he can definitely catch up at this point.
It's just as of right now, he's got to hope that Ganon is not required. Because he does not have that bow.
Nope. And if he he might have to at this point make the gamble. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. You haven't seen someone done yet. You have to be worried. You have to be monitoring the IRC to look and see if someone has finished yet. And those nerves and that helps, that actually affects your decisions in the game. So he could just, play it risky after he gets the ladder and just Triforce and go. So Pan picked up his last Triforce from level 3, and now will be making his way over to level 9.
We'll get our first glimpse at if level 9 is Wizrobes, or if it's something else. There is that possibility.
So here we go on robdraven's side. He's on the screen where level 5 is located, bombs his way into it, and he should be good now. He is low on bombs, though.
Bombs have almost been plaguing him for the entire seed, it seems. Like, there was a point where he had a bunch, and now he's just had none.
Yeah, it's interesting. There aren't too many bomb droppers with these shuffled enemies. We haven't seen any, major groups like the Keese or the enemy. A lot of the enemies that you run into more often than not, like Gels and Keese, dropping bombs. We've seen very few enemies. We've seen Moldorm drop bombs, which are eating up a bomb dropping, spot. So that's just one less enemy overall that you can get bombs from, because how often do you see Moldorm?
Exactly. So here we go. Pan is in level 9, and it is Wizrobes.
Yes. Wizrobe filled. He's going to go ahead and check the right-hand side first. It looks like he's going to leave no stone unturned in this level 9. He's probably going to go with a full clear style approach as opposed to a spread out and search approach.
No, I almost think that there's a third way you could do level 9, which is to check all of the quadrants. So you check northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, and finish those out so that if you get, say, an old man saying, okay, well, say Zelda's in southwest of Skull, you can just go there and make sure that you have all of that checked out.
Yeah, not a bad strategy. I like that.
Rob having to give up a heart container to the Light of Your Life for Money room. Gonna put him down to 10.
Yep, bringing Magic Sword a little bit further out of his reach if he was ever planning on trying to go back and get it. Which is, it's not needed, but like I said before earlier in this match, it can potentially help out with Ganon.
But he has the ladder now, so he'll be able to clean up these last couple of Triforce pieces, make his way into 9.
Yep. 1 ladder, 1 Triforce, 1 Piggy. But he needs, 3 more Triforce pieces now? He needs
yes.
level 3, level 4, and level 8. And he's seen the locations of these Triforces, except for level 8. I believe he was a little further ladder blocked, but he knows where the locations of level 3's and level 4's Triforces are. He just needed the ladder to get them.
Where's he going?
He just passed up level 8. Maybe he forgot that he needed it. Maybe he wants to go check something else right away.
Maybe he's saying, I'll get 3 and 4. He might... Potion. This could be a potion buy.
Okay.
He just needs to find a potion shop.
Maybe he thought that was 8. Maybe he had that one marked as 8 or not. On the other side, we have Pan just picked up the red ring, went from no ring whatsoever to quadruple defense, and he can now face tag most of this dungeon and not have to worry. This is huge for Pan.
Not only that, but it'll make the Ganon fight a lot smoother, because instead of having to try to predict his movement, he can just sit in the corner, face tank like 10 fireballs, and just get him in a stun lock.
Get that red ring? Oh, you got a red ring? Oh, nice.
So a ring was put on it.
If you like it, then you should have put a red ring on it.
And there's my Beyonce reference for the day. That I didn't even need to make.
Nope, got you. So.
Now, for Pan, I'm kind of surprised he isn't clearing rooms that could be drop rooms. Unless he is, and I'm just not familiar with the drop rooms of 9.
No, he did not check that river, sorry, not that river room, but that island room right there with the fire, and that is mostly a drop room. There are a few that aren't drop rooms, I believe, but yeah, any kind of potential compass dropping room he should be clearing here. He wants as much information as possible, especially early on.
Well, robdraven is now forced to go to the Triforce Innate.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. There's nothing else in level 8 that he really needs.
Yep. He'll probably gamble on Bowless 9. Unless he's going to try to bomb in the Goma room.
Yeah,
he wants this item.
Yeah, his only option to win this race, he doesn't know it, but his only option to win this race is to go itemless at this point, Triforce and go run to 9 and start exploring. Because Pan is already deep into here and has gained a lot of knowledge about this seed.
And if Ganon's required, if Ganon is required, it makes it a very, very difficult order for robdraven to make the comeback. Not impossible, but very difficult.
Right. We've seen crazier things happen in this, not this specific tournament, but in Randomizer in general. Comebacks are aplenty, that's for sure.
Pan has found one of the travel staircases. I think there's 6 of those. Look at the southeast corner of 9. It's just completely separated off. With one guaranteed troll staircase. Pan has a problem. He is out of bombs.
Wow. Going in there with, I think he had 15 or 14 bombs in his inventory going in there. He went a little bomb crazy there and ended up running out.
Yep.
Excuse me. Now we get to see which enemies actually drop bombs. I think he thinks that it's Red Octoroks, possibly? I think he's just going to kill everything. I don't know if he's been keeping track. I sure as heck haven't. What drops bombs?
I haven't either.
What drops bombs?
Maybe bomb drops just don't exist and he has to find the bomb shop. Or a Moldorm.
Yeah, have to farm a Moldorm. Moldorm is the only enemy that drops bombs in the entire game. That would be horrible.
Now this actually is good news for robdraven if Pan has a lot of bomb troubles and robdraven takes a different path.
Looks like Pan got a quick 4-pack of bombs there. Popped in, popped back out. Looks like he's going to go for more bombs.
It's not a bad idea, and the red Octoroks are what drop bombs, I think.
Nope, that was a blue Octorok that dropped it. But if you look at the shape of this level 9, when you enter, there's a room directly to the left there, and that's the only room that's not connected to anything else. So that means that there's a troll passage somewhere in here that brings you to that one room, because you're not going to be able to bomb over from the entrance. That doesn't happen. So there's only one way out of that first area, and that's either by passage or that north track there. And yeah, this is just a very unique start to a level 9. And I didn't notice that the first time he walked in.
And given that a couple of staircase rooms have drops in them, that troll staircase could lead to the compass.
Or Zelda, as K-Mac was just mentioning in chat. What if Zelda is in that troll room? That would be interesting, to say the least.
You know, now I want to see Zelda, the compass, and the staircase in that troll room.
All three.
Just everything in there.
Very, very small chance of that happening, but I think it is possible, actually.
I've seen Zelda in a staircase room, and Zelda in a compass room. Nothing is impossible.
It would have...
Except...
Okay, it would have to be a sideways staircase room with a drop.
Or a spiral.
Oh no, it could be a diamond with it up in the top corner. It can't be the spiral, because we've seen the spiral room with a drop in it already, so...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it would have to be a diamond or...
Diamond or sideways stair, yeah. Sorry, laughing at chat. Can't help it sometimes. You guys are the best and worst at the same time. Love you.
Now remember to say love you back or else you're rude.
No, you don't have to say love you back. No, it's... Level 9 is just rough. Pan running into passage after passage, Patra after Patra. At least he has the offense and the red ring to help him out.
You know, I forgot that the bees on Patra are counted as normal enemies, and then the main body is the only one that's a boss.
Yes, that is correct.
I was thinking that the little flyers could have plus minus 4 HP. Unfortunately, I don't think we've seen a helpful hit yet in 9.
We've seen a hint, but it's not a helpful one. And robdraven has been still some issues here in level 8. Not the most easy level 8, that's for sure.
Nah. And I think he's just trying to make his way back to the Triforce now. He's found both items and the heart.
Yep, he was in the room with the Triforce earlier, but passed it up to find the other item. But just never made his way back for whatever reason, and is now just gonna bail on it.
I think he was just double checking to make sure he didn't pick it up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, did I grab that Triforce? Yeah, definitely. This is why you definitely use a pen and paper and some sort of tracker, because the human memory is flawed by design, so we need some sort of helpful tool. Some people are really good at it, though. Just using no tracker whatsoever. I more power to them. But I recommend that everyone uses some sort of, at least notes. Maybe a notepad and just write down notes. Doesn't matter.
I once did half of a level 9 with no tracker, and I felt naked doing it because I just couldn't remember. I could remember where stuff was, sort of, but it doesn't feel the same. It feels harder, if that makes any sense.
No, it is. It's definitely a practiced skill. I used to track level 9 all the time, every single room, locations of passages, and then over time I just noticed that it was slowing me down to track every single thing in level 9. So I ended up just trying to do it by memory, and it took quite a few races before it actually stuck and I got the concept down, and I still have some struggles every once in a while. End up forgetting staircases and stuff. Man, Pan has been through at least 70% of this dungeon so far, and still nothing.
Rob is fighting this Gleeok for I'm not quite sure what reason.
It's in the way.
He does get it.
Yeah, no, good work. But yeah,
and I guess he's just anti-dragon.
I don't blame him for it. As many times as the Gleeok is in level 4 has killed a run for me, I definitely always like to pay him back whenever I can.
7-8 time, we have not found Zelda's room yet, and that could be a possibility that Ganon and Zelda are in their traditional rooms.
Yep.
Which would eliminate entirely.
Speaking of...
well, there we go.
Speaking of Ganon, up there in the northeast corner of level 9, well, robdraven picks up the Triforce. Unfortunately, Pan has no other option than to attempt to bomb out of his room, and if he can't, he is forced to up A back to the start.
Yep, because no silver arrows yet, and you need those to kill Ganon, whether you want them or not.
So, seeing Ganon in his room is definitely not a good sign at this point. That means that you have to go up in order to find Zelda. And with the way Pan has attacked this dungeon, or the way this dungeon has funneled him, I should say, is to the north side of the dungeon, and he's explored most of those north rooms. So he's going to have to make some sort of J-turn down south and then back up just to get to where Zelda is.
Although that does take away the possibility of my hope that Zelda would be in the staircase room with the compass. Yeah, it's still not impossible. Ganon could randomly be in his room, as opposed to not randomly in his room. You know, I think the craziest thing I've seen with that is when Ganon is directly below Zelda and they're both in the normal rooms, but they're just moved over a couple rows to the left.
Yes. Craziest thing I've seen in this tournament was I think it was in the K-Mac race last round, where Ganon's room was just south of Zelda's room, but they were both in level 7 or something like that. So, but there was no Ganon or Zelda. It was just like they happened to be lined up with each other the way they were in level 9 in vanilla. It is just, well, I guess they're not in their rooms because they're not even in the right dungeon.
But keep this in mind. Even though K-Mac couldn't kill Ganon, he now knows to be looking for Zelda in her traditional room.
Panulphe.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even know who I said there, but...
Don't worry.
That's how bad human memory is.
Yeah, it's no one important anyway.
Something Dark World.
Yeah. Alright, level 4, almost complete by robdraven, so he's gonna have a possibility. I think he's gonna be in 9 before Panulphe finishes.
At his current pace, absolutely, because he's just got to go into 3. He knows exactly where to go, and then he'll just make a quick trip over to 9, And depending on the path he takes, he could even this race up or even take a lead.
It's possible.
Nobody remembers who I said. Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll just say I said Pan, guys.
It was Panulphe, yeah. What are we talking about? Yep. But
I don't think Ganon can be in Zelda's room.
no, that's one room that's excluded from the list of possible rooms for Ganon. So, the only thing going for Panulphe right now is that he's explored at least, 60% of this dungeon, if not a little bit more than that. I think I said 70% before, but I just saw his mini-map, and, yeah, it looks like he's about 70% now done with this dungeon. He just hasn't seen the southwest side of the dungeon, or the southern side of the dungeon at all, where we know Zelda absolutely has to be at this point.
Yep.
And we found her. There she
She's
is.
not in her normal room.
But she's required. Like, Ganon is required. So robdraven is going to have to get the bow. Panulphe is going to have to find the silver arrow. This race is going to keep going here.
Yep. But that's interesting that Zelda wasn't in her normal room. Even though Ganon was.
Well, Zelda is... Nope. That's true. So Ganon was randomly in his room. That's all it was. It's randomly not random.
Yep. I was hoping we'd get at least one of those.
There it is. Yeah, overtime. Exactly, Selfless Scoundrel. We are in sudden death right now. It is now a race for Pan to find silver arrows, and whether or not robdraven decides to go find the bow before he goes into level 9. Oh my god, this is just, yeah. Like random effect. I am doing that face right now, the what is the emote there? Not like this. Yeah, that is literally my expression right now.
So Pan has all of the knowledge, he's just missing the silver. We'll see if robdraven decides to just go into 6 and get that bow, or if he's going to gamble. Silver, the bow is in level 6. Is he? robdraven's going back into 6. He doesn't realize it, but this is the correct move.
Yeah, definitely a good call. So he's gonna eventually find the bow, because this is a long dungeon as well. But Panulphe is he's making his way through level 9 still, with no ideas where he could find silver arrows. So it's still anyone's game here.
Absolutely. And if Rob makes the correct bomb wall choice or finds the correct path to get to the silvers quickly, he'll take a lead. And momentum will shift. Yes, Hammer, they are both playing the same random seed. So we're in a new part of level 9 on Pan's side. We'll see if he finds anything interesting here.
Yeah, and as far as I know, that robdraven is going in the right direction of the bow, which is really good for him.
Yeah, he is.
Yep, Pan is definitely in the part of the dungeon that he needs to be. And any one of these passages could be the silver arrows. I hope it's this one right here.
Well, he's gonna check the bomb walls. Let's find out.
Indeed.
Yes.
Wow, there it is. Silver arrows for Pan. He is gonna pick those up and start making his way back to the piggy.
Yep. So Robdraven's time is running out on this comeback. He needs the perfect path in 9.
Oh, no, he needs more than the perfect path at this point. He needs Panulphe to die multiple times to Ganon and find the perfect path, because even if he does find the perfect path, he's not even close to getting in there yet.
That's right.
Panulphe has all the information. He knows where the pig is. He has the silver arrows. He has the bow. He knows where Zelda is. He knows the pathing to get there. So all he has to do is execute on the Ganon fight.
I think he still has a red potion too, so he's got that magic sword. I don't see him dying to Ganon.
No, definitely not with Ganon. It's only one hit. Wow. You got that magic sword for naught.
Hey, it made the Patras like a half a second faster.
Yeah, that's about it. Wow. So Pan is going to clean that up, head south a few rooms, and he's going to find the princess and wrap this one up. This is a victory for France.
Then it rained baguettes. Wait, no, don't do that. Those things are hard.
Yeah, they could knock someone out with that.
What's a French food that's nice and flaky? Croissants? I could go for some croissants, actually.
So, well, yep. So we have the bow pickup on robdraven's side. We need Panulphe's cart to just crash right now for robdraven to win. And unfortunately, that does not happen. Panulphe is going to finish in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 28 seconds. Congratulations. That was awesome. He is happy. He is excited. He's fist pumping like you wouldn't believe. Biggest smile. Well deserved, well earned by Panulphe.
A victory for France on the books.
Let's see if we can get him in here in just a moment. See how excited he is.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not very familiar with French, so we might have to do this in English.
What are you talking about? Panulphe is actually, he lives in France. He speaks fluent French, but he speaks fluent French. But he is actually an English teacher in France. He teaches English. So if he does not, if you can't understand what he's saying, you won't understand anybody.
Oh, so that means you can tell us when we're wording bad. Awesome.
I word bad sometimes. Me fail English? That impossible. Level 9 for robdraven. He's going to start digging his way through here. Don't mind, I'm going to mute for a second here, and I'm going to start coordinating for the next race. If you could just hang on and do the interview for me, I will be right back.
Ready.
Hello?
Hey, Pan, congratulations on your win. Getting one for France.
Yay! First one of the tournament for me. I'm so relieved. Am I at the right place, or?
Yeah, this is the right
No,
place.
this is not. Yeah. Oh, okay. No! Because there's another race right now, right? There's another race going.
Yes, that is between two people whose names I can't remember at the moment.
Yeah, because I remember the schedule, and then I said, wow, it's nearly 2 hours till probably the other one started. Wow, what a trolley seed. What do you think?
Well, let me tell you something. You had the ladder probably a good at least 45 minutes before robdraven did.
Oh, wow, that gave me an advantage then.
Yeah, he did the entire east side of Hyrule first, whereas you went to the west first.
Yeah, I went to the west first. Can't believe it's over.
So, both of you found every item. At least found where every item was. Unfortunately, no boomstick, which I imagine would have been just wonderful to have.
Yeah, especially in 9. I had to go back outside to farm from bombs. I remember that. I was angry at myself. But it was fun.
Which,
What a race.
just to let you know, Rob had entered level 9 about a minute to 2 minutes ago. He was picking up the bow as you finished.
Wow. So I was ahead.
Yes.
When I saw the start screen, I said, "No, come on, no weapon," and the whole bunch of Lionels to go across. I said, "I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes trying to screen scroll or try to skip them and dodge them." But then I did okay and just went for it.
No, I was thinking both of you guys were going to pick up a boomerang just to deal with that start screen.
Yeah,
If you found one early.
I took it. I took the orange one. I don't like the blue one because the enemy can hit you from further.
Yep. So when you saw the door to Zelda on the left and saw that Zelda wasn't in her traditional room, even with Ganon in his, what were your thoughts on seeing that?
I thought like, okay, that's the usual thing. I'm just gonna spend forever in 9 and just lose the game. No, I just went back to the place, and when I saw the shutter door not opening, I said, okay, Zelda is here, so I need to kill Ganon, so I need the silvers. And I found the red ring quite quickly in 9, so that was a big advantage too, because it can be
yeah, you had 14 hearts, red ring, and a red potion. I
couldn't die.
It would have taken a miracle for Ganon to kill you with no HP.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm really happy, and I got a lot of support on my chat, so it was really fun for the last race of the tournament. So I know I'm out because that's my first win and the only one. So, but it was a really nice tournament, and I'm gonna watch the rest of the tournament as I do other things. So
it was definitely a good race.
But, I mean, I thought the seed was quite hard. Apart from the zero HP enemies, you had to go over and not die because you have to go all the way all over the map again, and I was scared I had to do this too much. And then paid off. I was patient in some rooms.
Plus, this seed was just entirely dependent on the ladder. I think level 3, level 4, and level 6 were all ladder blocked.
And there was also some places with key blocked. I was key blocked a couple of times, I think.
Yep.
Or maybe this was another race. No, I was key blocked somewhere.
robdraven picked up the magic key early on because he had explored that east side of Hyrule first. But it just wasn't enough to deal with him having no ladder for so long.
Yeah, ladder was better, I think.
Yeah.
But that was just pure randomizer luck.
Yep, just everything is where you didn't need it to be except for, like, I don't know, sword.
So I guess the Jamie is gonna restream the next race between Presticle and K-Mac.
That's what it's sounding like.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with the commentary, and wish the next two players good luck. Oh yeah, okay, let's go.
Wait, which national anthem?
That's the music you hear when you listen to the Beatles. All You Need Is Love. The first notes are my national anthem, by the way. And that's why I'm using as a start sound when I do a no up A. So that's the wink. So okay, well, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks again, Jamie. Thanks everyone, and see you later. Bye bye.
Yeah, have a good night, Pan. It's probably very late over there.
Oh yeah, it's like 11 p.m.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so wife was wondering if I wanted to have some dinner. I said yes. Well, bye. See you next time.
Have a good night.
Bye.
So Rob is now finding out that there's a troll staircase on the one side, and he actually will have to take this staircase every time he wants to go somewhere in 9, just because of Zelda's room being located where it is. She's actually blocking access to 9 outside of the staircase. He cannot bomb to the north there, probably figures it's just a bomb wall, not realizing that that's a one-way entry into Zelda's room. Thankfully, he's cleared out this patches, so we can just move on forward. Hopefully he doesn't have more bomb issues, because this 9 is not friendly towards your bomb count by any means. Does find a bomb wall here. And unfortunately, with what seems like nothing but community hints at 9, he's going to get no help as to where the silvers are, and where the Ganon is, and where the princess is, and where the compass is, and where the anything is, except for patches. He can find those. Opting not to clear this island room. So far, it seems like he's taking a very similar path to what Pan took. There might be some slight differences, but this 9 is semi-linear, at least at the beginning, where you have to go the one way. But critically, he has not found the red ring yet. Which, if he does find that red ring, it's going to be a very big boon for him. Gets bodied by the land mullahs. Finds another community hint. Just no help in this 9 whatsoever. The game does not want you to do it. It wants you to earn your silvers. It wants you to earn your dead pig. It wants you to earn your princess. You should clear this room out, but he's not. I mean, I can understand both sides of the argument. You want to clear all the rooms out to find that compass, but on the other hand, you want to find all the staircases as quickly as possible to find the silvers. In which case, you want to just skip rooms. So it's a matter of what your priority is. But being forced to clear out these blue wizards again and again. This is one of those cases where you'd want to kill all but one blue wizard and then just keep block clipping with the one blue wizard in there. With 0 HP, it's not so bad, but if it's a non-zero HP scene, that probably would be the recommended way to do it, is just clear all but one wizard and then just block clip every time. Rob has been to the south there. It looks like he's gonna have... It looks like it was a staircase that led to the silver arrows in 9. So why is he not pulling out a different weapon? Like the... There we go. Now he's pulling out the wand to deal with these bubbles. So you're gonna check these bomb walls. Definitely a good idea. You never know what is gonna be a bomb in the... what's it called? Level 9. You never know what is going to be a bomb. You never know what's going to be a bombable wall. Words. A wall you can... A bomb you can wall. There we go. That's what you need. You need bombs you can wall. Once again, greeted by the land mullahs. Let's see if he... Yes, he is going to try to bomb out of here. Let's see. It looks like he's just trying to dodge around these land molas. Ooh, but takes one to there. He's going to have to go back. Actually, this is a pretty linear 9. All things considered, like, you have to take this staircase to get anywhere. You pretty much have to take that second staircase to get to the northeast part, and then you have to take a third staircase to get to the southwest. This is one of the most linear... I don't know if it's the most linear 9, but it's definitely up there.
Linear or convoluted at this point?
Both.
Yeah, linearly convoluted, I would say.
Yeah. Some combination of words. But he is on the right path, just... He's got to survive the path. But thankfully, Patrick stayed dead. Land Molas do not, even though they're bosses, they come back like normal enemies. It's a glitch. Yeah, this seed had a very long start. For those of you who may just be tuning in, the start was you started right next to Vanilla level 9 on the overworld, and you had to go through 2 screens of Lionel's just to get out into the world. Plus, you had to take a specific path of dungeons in order to get the correct items and basically full clear the seed. It could have been done with it. I think it's possible to do without a full clear, but being the way that this seed has been, it was nearly a full clear seed required almost. Like, unless you found the ladder, the bow, and like the magic key early, and the power bracelet, with just a natural reading you're going to take, it's not unreasonable for it to be a full clear seed every time.
Yep, so we're going to give it just a few more minutes here. We do have another race getting lined up to go. Both of the racers are standing by. They said they can hang out for a few more minutes, but I don't want to delay them too long. So if robdraven doesn't end up on the right path in the next few minutes, we'll be switching over to the next race. I really hope that robdraven does go back down to the southwest there and explore a little bit more and finds himself the silver arrow.
Absolutely. And go figure, Ganon and the silver arrows are on opposite sides of the dungeon.
Yep. And
as you would expect.
And Zelda also on the other corner of the dungeon. So
not only that, but she's blocking the one direct path to get through the dungeon, such that you have to take that staircase.
Yep.
It's great.
Fun times. Welcome to Zelda Randomizer.
Where everything's made up and the points don't matter?
I was, you know what? I was trying to make a Who's Line reference in there somewhere, but I didn't want to use the word points. And but fair enough. Good enough.
I mean, the items matter.
Yeah.
Your skill at combat matters.
Yes.
I guess we could say the rupees don't matter, but... Yeah, let's go with that. The rupees don't matter. Just make sure you pump your luck... Just make sure you pump up your luck stat like crazy and you're good to go. So Rob should find Ganon pretty quick here. Which will be both good and bad. It'll be good because he knows where Ganon is.
Yes.
But he won't have the silver arrow, so he won't be able to do anything with it. He's not going to take the staircase. Interesting. That is correct, Laws. Every hint in 9 was a community hint, so he doesn't have any help at all going through this 9. You just got to find it all on his own. Now, I would think he's going to at least try to go into Ganon's room to see if Ganon's in his traditional room, not realizing that Zelda's not in her traditional room anyway. So that little bit of information, it's basically a deceptive hint at that point. Which, for those of you who don't know, deceptive hints are one of the hint types where Sometimes you'll get a hint that's the truth about where an item is or where a level is. Other times, it'll be a complete and total lie. And the way you determine if you have deceptive hints on is if you look in the shops, all of the shop messages will be their traditional messages. They won't be the new community messages. robdraven is going to find the path to Ganon.
Yes, but does he go in or not?
He does.
And that's a guaranteed up A or a death.
Yep.
Unfortunately. So yeah, he's going to have to discover the silver arrows. He's going to have to delve into this dungeon a lot deeper. More so than we have coverage for, unfortunately. So we're going to have to go ahead and switch over to the next race, which is going to be Breasticle versus K-Mac. So stay tuned while we get that set up, and we'll be right back.